My friends, and welcome to today's pick a card. And what's been on my mind is my person who is not in my life right now. Do they miss me? Everyone has someone that you haven't seen for a while. Everyone has someone that comes into your dreams at night or you think about during the day, and you can't help but wonder, do they miss you? So that's what our readings are about today. In order to get your reading, just tell me something you appreciate about your life, and that will be the gateway. We're going to be using this wonderful deck, the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, because boy, doesn't the heart hurt when you're not in contact. Let me quick grab my Palo Santo, and so that we can bless our space. And we really do want to touch the hearts of people who don't understand. Why is this person out of contact? What's been happening with them? Do they think about you? Do they miss you? We're going to pull cards today and find out. So let's just lift up our concerns, our love for our person. Hey, Rashika, welcome. So glad you're here. Let's lift up our concerns, put our loved one into the hands of the divine. And let's find out, are they thinking about you? What is it that the universe has for you to know about your person? Okay, beautiful. And I'm just feeling like I want to put a little drop of citrus bliss healing oil on my hands today, because it's true that these hands that draw these cards for you, they belong to a regular human. Our topic today is, does the person miss you? So other than that, hi Sandra, welcome. Other than that, I will, what you can do is let me know what topic you would like me to cover in a reading, and I can do that in the future. But today we're talking about somebody in your life you haven't seen for a while. Do they miss you? All right. Now, this could be somebody that's even on the other side, right? Because a lot of times when you lose contact with someone, it's because they have left the planet and gone into a different dimension. And lately in my readings, those people have shown up more than once. Yesterday, I had a real feel that somebody from the other side had a loving message. And sure enough, the person emailed me and let me know that it was their mom, and they totally felt that energy. I don't understand how that happens, but I'm willing to be open to it. So as usual, if you would like more than one card drawn, all you have to do is support my channel by hitting the super chat and make a contribution to my channel. And I'm glad to pull 3 cards for you. But to get a 1 card reading, all you need to do is tell me something you appreciate. And you guys are already playing the game with me. Rashika appreciates her beautiful life. So let's take a peek. Hold the person in your mind, and you're wondering, do they miss you? Let's take a look. Clarity of belief. So your person that you're holding in your mind, Rashika, absolutely misses your presence. There's somebody, maybe they moved to a different place. Maybe they were a friend of yours in school, and they look at how they're holding their hand on their heart. So they do hold you in their heart, Rashika, but they realized that they couldn't stay together. I do get the sense that this was somebody that you enjoyed in school, and I'm not so sure it was a romantic friend. It could have been just a good friend. And remember, the gender does not count, it's just the energy. But they realized that the most loving thing they could do was to let you go, to release you to your future. See the green energy coming out of that hand, Rashika? And notice the color of the butterfly, green. So they released you with love to your future. This could even be a teacher or an instructor who it just set you free to grow and become your highest self. I notice this purple energy that is coming forward, and purple is the color of spiritual maturity. So I do sense that this is some sort of mentor or friend that you really were close to that does think of you still. And whenever they think of you, it's a heart of love. They would want you to know they're proud of you and they see the beautiful growth that's going on for you. So, what a great message. What a great message for you today, Rashika. Put your hand on your own heart and receive that deeply. Lilith, welcome. She is appreciating the wonderful friends in your life. So Lilith, let's hold in your mind someone who you're not seeing right now. And I know you've got a lot of people shift coming in and out of your life over time. Hold on to a person, doesn't matter what dimension they're in, and let's see, do they miss you? Let's take a peek. This is an interesting card, Miss Lilith, because this shows a person who sees the journey that you've been on. They've been watching you and they see as you have climbed up this ladder of, what's the word? It's a ladder of like enhancement and expansion. Notice how huge the hands are compared to this little figure. So, this person from your past has been watching you from afar and they've seen you expand. And somehow they feel like you have kept them in a smaller version of themselves. That as you've expanded, you're looking at this person as if they did not expand. And that's not true, is it? You have an open heart for what it is that you're wanting to attract into your life. And you certainly don't want anyone to feel excluded. But you have this situation with this person where there may be a reason to reach out to them. They may be going through something right now and they really could use a sense of support from you. When I notice all of this gold, see all the gold, that beautiful gold color, and it's almost as if that you could open a gateway to this person to participate in what you've been learning. So yes, this person definitely misses you. They know now what they didn't know then. They are aware that they need to have respect for your growth. They need to have respect for your expansion. You are not who you used to be. And honestly, they've leaned on you a little too much in the past, maybe a little codependent, but the person you're thinking of definitely misses you. They appreciate the boundaries that you had to set up, and they may be ready for a new try. So as you mindfully consider this person today, certainly you don't want to go outside your boundaries, but you may want to send a card or an email or a text to this person just to let them know you're thinking about them. It could be a game changer for them, okay? Very interesting messages. So today, the gateway, I'm Catherine. Welcome to Fish Out of Water Tarot. The gateway to receive a reading is just to tell me something you appreciate, and I'm happy to draw a card for you. If you would like to have a 3-card reading, it's easy to get. All you do is tap the super chat to support my channel, and I'm more than happy to pull 3 cards for you. Okay, so Miss Sandra appreciates life. Isn't that the truth? I was speaking to one of my neighbors who's 91 years old. 91, isn't that something? And she was married to the same person for 70 years, which is as old as I am. I can't even conceive of that. But talking to her and it teaches me about gratitude and being able to get out of bed every day. So Sandra, thank you for bringing that to the appreciations. So thinking about the person, that do they miss you? Okay, so I'm definitely picking up the energy of a lost love, okay? Someone that you dated in the past, and as you learned how to speak your truth, as you learned how to not have to put up with something that is causing, I'm just watching a bug crawl up my curtains, and it distracted me. So what I'm seeing, Sandra, is when you were together with this person, they bugged you. I don't take for granted any creatures that come into my readings, but they bugged you and you held on to them because there was a tanglement, right? It was entangled. You guys, you came in and out. You may have broken up 2 or 3 times, right? In and out, in and out. But it just was not soul satisfying. You did not feel respected. You didn't feel important, and you didn't feel appreciated. So, in this strange, twisted situation, yes, your person misses you, but it is not a bad thing. It's like too little, too late. When they were with you, they took it. They did not treat you the way they could have. It was best that you let go of each other and did not continue this dance of come together, go apart, come together, go apart. They miss you, but too bad. Okay, be strong, my friend Sandra. You've been following me for a couple of years now, and I think these messages are completely repetitive for you. But there is a book that I can recommend. It's called The Soulmate Secret. It's by Ariel Ford. It's an old book now, so you could probably find it on used at a used bookstore or online. But this woman, Ariel, she did not meet her soulmate until she was in her 40s. And they are soulmates. They get along absolutely beautifully. What she does is she tells the story of her finding her love, and she creates almost like a cookbook. It's like a recipe to follow certain steps. And a couple of the steps in the book are about releasing yourself from people you used to know. That reminds me about that song, Somebody I Used to Know. We don't want to have somebody from our past holding on to us if there's no future. Okay, so when you think of the person, they're thinking of you too, but it's not the kind of connection that will last, right? Hey, listen, if you have questions for me or you want to know more about this, do email me, okay, Sandra, because I have a private community over on WhatsApp, and we are talking about manifesting, and we're talking about manifesting love with a heart of gratitude and how gratitude changes the game. So do anybody who's hearing me, please come and join us over there. We're having a ball. Okay, so let's go forward. And if you want a reading, I'm here for you. If you have somebody in your past you're so curious about, add something here that add something to the chat that tells us something you appreciate, and that's what you will hear from. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, excellent. All right, and now let's go forward to hi, Weary Bunny. I'm so glad to see you here. Okay, Rashika, thank you for offering all of your help, but right now I would prefer that you just watch the readings because we had that conversation this morning, my friend, okay? Taking a break from moderating, and so just settle yourself, Rashika. No more helping. You know what? When it's time to take a rest, it's time to take a rest. Okay, Rashika, special message for you. Okay, Shilpa, welcome. We're watching. If I forget you and I don't do a reading for you, please remind me of what your appreciation is. Shahan, I am so glad to see you. Shahan, I hope that you'll come over to my community. You would feel so at home there. So let's pull a card for Shahan. What is it that, hold your person in your mind. The person that you're wondering, do they miss you? Let's take a look. Okay, let me just consider. Let's take a breath together. Okay, your person definitely misses you. They miss you a lot. I have a feeling that this person may wear a bracelet just like that. I just can't help but keep looking at that bracelet. But also, I feel like this is, have you ever heard about offering an olive branch? I think that's what it's called, where you're just offering something to make peace. So I feel like the person that's reaching out to you in your mind is really wanting to make things right. I feel like they have a lot of regret about what happened and that they can't stop thinking about what might have been. Look at all these shadows of a couple. This person may be a little obsessive in their thinking, and that may be part of what broke you apart. I'm sensing that this relationship was happened when you were younger, Jahan, and that it was you guys were not ready to become a happily ever after couple. Sometimes the earliest relationships that we have, those earliest relationships, can almost tattoo disappointment onto your soul. Because when you meet somebody, like when you're 14, 15, 16 years old, oh my gosh, those feelings are deep, aren't they? Well, that's just because it's brand new and all the chemistry that goes with falling in love for the first time. And sometimes when those relationships break up, it puts a scar on your soul. See the little scar on the heart? So this person has been thinking about you, and they are offering that olive branch to just acknowledge the beauty of what was there. Even though it was not happily ever after, it was real for both of you. This beautiful purple garment that that figure is wearing shows me that the person has been doing some spiritual work. They have been acknowledging some of the issues in their own life, particularly making peace with their family of origin. And when they think of you, they reminisce and they miss what was, but they also know it was important to release it. So as you think of this person, you can do the releasing also. In the description box, Shahan, there is something called the soulmate generator. It's a great way to change your story around your first love. And those of you who are listening here, you can use that tool yourself. It's a technique that I devised to help people change their story about those earliest first loves. Okay? Very good, Jahan. I'm so glad to see you back with me. Jahan's been following me for a couple years. Okay, Tanisha, welcome. Appreciate the things I get in my life. Isn't that the truth? Gratitude is the secret sauce. You guys know that I teach that almost every day. In fact, I teach it every day. Sometimes it's hard to be grateful for the breakups that we have in the past, but it's possible. Okay, so Tanisha, appreciating the things they get in their life, and hold your person in your mind. And let's see, do they miss you? We're having a similar set of readings here. The energy is all about releasing today, which is quite fascinating to me because it's showing that the people that are listening to me, the people that are drawn to this reading today, are really on the path of ascension. And that means that everything is changing. There's a change happening. And as you release things, great blessings are going to come your way. So Tanisha, once again, it feels like this relationship needed to come to an end. And I'm just reading all of this peace around this particular set of hands. First of all, I'm drawn to the green frame. So there was love in this situation. This situation was surrounded by love, but it also was very chaotic. And there was a lot of energy that was hard to understand. When this relationship came to a close, or when you guys stopped being close together, there was an issue around speaking your truth. One or both of you had a hard time expressing yourself. Being able to express yourself kindly when you're in a relationship can be so difficult because once you become upset, it's very hard to remember what it's like to be calm. But it's desperately important to be true to yourself. See the little tiny sun in the middle of that turmoil? That's your solar plexus, that chakra that is your personal identity. And the way the relationship used to be is that this person had much bigger energy than you, and they were strong, and they had no trouble speaking their truth. It was like blah, 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 but it didn't allow you the freedom. Okay, so when you released this relationship so that you could grow and that you could become more confident, it was a very good thing. Now, dreams coming true, what does that suggest? To me, we don't even know what is our ultimate dream. Until we're able to release ourselves from the energy of the past, we won't dream our full dream. So yes, even though this person thinks about you and they miss you for sure, the relationship was way out of balance and there was too much chaos. Okay, there's a wonderful YouTube channel called Jimmy on Relationships. He teaches how to communicate, and I strongly suggest that you go take a peek at that, because as you come out of the darkness and be able to speak up for yourself more clearly, more lovingly, you will attract the kind of person that will make your dreams come true. Okay, so this was an out of balance situation. They still love you, but they're needing to continue to deal with the fact that they are a very strong personality. They have to make room for you to speak your truth. Okay, all right, moving on, and we have Roxy. Hi, Plain White Sheets. Welcome, welcome. Roxy, appreciate my knowledge of not knowing what is going to happen next. That's so cool, isn't it? Because it's true that in manifesting, the manifesting teachers will tell you, well, what you need to do is pick what you want and then create an affirmation about it, which might be true. So if you're looking for a soulmate and you say, I am attracting a soulmate, I am attracting a soulmate, our human mind jumps right in and says, well, how is that going to happen? And the minute we start thinking that way, it shows us what we are not manifesting. It reminds us that we don't have it yet, and it's a vicious cycle. So in order to get free of our past, we need to acknowledge any attachments that we have. So Roxy, hold in your mind someone that you're not talking to right now. It could be for any reason. It does not have to be a romantic relationship at all. It can simply be a friend or an instructor, even somebody you used to work with. These people pop into our minds. Why do we think of them? Do they miss you? Yes, okay, this is a very sweet energy for whoever it is. Now, I'll just remind you that we do not have to pay attention to the gender that we see on the cards, because it's just energy. But this person that you're thinking about, my dear Roxy, that they are aware. They're aware of how much lightning, what's the word? How much electricity, obviously, but how much electricity spark there was in the relationship. And they realize now they were very guarded. See how the figure is holding that light close to their chest. So even though there was all of this push, I'm just feeling like this is a very pushy energy, and that something about the two of you, it was way out of balance. I have a feeling that, I don't know if it was you or the other person, that was just didn't want to accept what was going on. I mean, it was a lot of bully energy, a lot of compromise that was not good for anyone. And it caused one or both of you to close your heart, to absolutely put a block, like, no, this is not working for me. So I would say that when this person thinks of you, it's not like they miss you. I think they still may be carrying hard feelings. I feel like they, with this rebuild, one of you, I believe, thinks it's possible to rebuild, but I am not picking up a comfortable energy here at all. So what I would do is I definitely would check out the soulmate generator, even if it's not a lover. Soulmates are interesting. I believe I could be a soulmate to some of you, my viewers, because when you could keep coming back, something about my voice, something about the cards keeps drawing you back, shows me that you're in my soul group, that for whatever reason you get me and I get you. And that's the mark of what I call a soulmate. I even believe you can have soulmate animals because certain pets just enter your heart in a deep way. And so, with that being said, this coupling of the two of you was not good for either of you. It's never right to have to guard yourself with someone who wants to be intimate with you. So when you do think of them, take it as a sign from the universe that you need to turn and seek the light. All right? You cannot get from this person what only the divine can give you. And I believe you're being called to look at this from an energetic or spiritual perspective. You might want to use the YouTube search and see what Abraham Hicks has to say about soulmates. That is such a lesson. Just put in the search Abraham Hicks soulmates and enjoy, because they're very direct on how we humans can make a mistake with what we think a soulmate is all about. So this person may think they want to rebuild with you, and it's just not going to be a good plan. All right? So let's go forward here. Anybody who wants a 3-card reading, you want a little bit more detail, that's simple. All we do is create a super chat to support my channel, and you will get a 3-card reading. Okay, excellent. Shahan, I'm glad that that was resonant for you. It turns my heart into joy. So plain white sheets, welcome back. Oh, isn't that the truth? I appreciate the smell of the air after a rainstorm. So what I would do is I would ask you, can you imagine that smell right now? All of us, everybody who's listening, take a breath. Did you know that your nose has a memory? Well, not really, it's your brain that has the memory. But you become a more powerful manifester when you use your imagination. So let's put ourselves in that place. A nice rainy day where there's rain coming to Tennessee, and I can't wait. Okay, so we have plain white sheets. Let's grab a card for you. Hold the person in your mind that you're curious. Do they miss you? All right, let's take a peek. Oh my goodness. So your person, plain white sheets, your person definitely misses you. They are setting themselves free. I have a feeling that in this particular relationship, it even could be a sibling relationship here, where you have felt awkward or out of place with somebody in your family. I'm definitely picking that up, and that they were actually kind of imprisoned by some thinking that was just not correct. They may have been hurt, or they may have been so disappointed in something that it was tying them up. And all of this red, see all the red sparks that are coming out? This is like at the root chakra. There's been a lot of shakeup for this person. They've had to look at their growing up years, and they've had to figure out what's going on. Why have I been so chained to the past? But this figure now has had some healing. They may have had a spiritual awakening. They may have gone to some sort of retreat, or they may have gone into therapy, but they're starting to realize that they are strong, that they are capable, that they are true, even though their family of origin, how they grew up, and how their caregivers treated them was not, they couldn't understand it. And they felt so chained to those experiences when they were really young, they just couldn't grow up. But now, look at this. They're standing forward. They're raising their arms in freedom. Their chains have been broken. Now, I don't think that their work is finished. See, I can't see his feet. So I feel like as this figure, as the person learns how to be separate from their original family, how can they have an existence, have confidence, trust their heart now that they've had this expansion? They are thinking back to the relationships that they had, And it's like, can you see this gold in the background? It's like they're coming through a gateway and they really want forgiveness. They can see that they were not acting right and they know why, and they're feeling broken, and they really do love you, they miss you, and they wish that they could undo what happened. Is it mean that you guys are going to get back together? Maybe, but this person still has some growth that they're needing to do. They're starting to be able to speak their truth in love, which is going to help everything. But know that when you think of them, plain white sheets, the best thing you can do is respond with loving, positive thoughts. Imagine them and say to them, "You're doing great. Keep learning. I'm proud of you." Okay? Very sweet message for us today, my dear plain white sheets. Okay, going going forward. Hi, Divya. Welcome. Here's the link to my community right here. All you have to do is email me here, Jahan, and I will send you a personal invite to join my group on WhatsApp. We are Fish Out of Water and Friends. We have 20 members now. We're growing strong, and I'm able to answer questions. I do little videos in there every day that are just for my members, and there's no charge. So please do come over. Hi, Midnight Crow. Welcome. And so, Divya, appreciate who I have become today. Isn't that true that even though our life can be somewhat challenging, we do grow and become better human beings as we go through that? So, Divya, hold your person in your mind, somebody from your past that you think about and you wonder, do they miss me? Let's take a look. Oh, yes, indeed. They miss you so much. Now, remember that these figures don't mind the gender because what's important is the energy. So right now, Divya, we have 12 people here and we have 12 thumbs up. So do look up the angel meaning of 1212. I believe it's going to have a special message for you. So look at the frame of this card. See a blue, blue, blue. Now, one of the meanings of blue is sad. I'm feeling blue is an English saying for when I'm sad. So I feel like your person has been through some depression. They just may be what's called a melancholy personality. Some people are low energy. It's just how they are. There's the famous story, Winnie the Pooh, which I love Winnie the Pooh. And there's a character in there named Eeyore. And Eeyore is a donkey, and he is always depressed. And if every time I think of Eeyore, it's like, how are you doing today, Eeyore? It's just a downward spiral. And you, my dear Divya, you're a bright sparkle. There's something about you that's so appealing, and you give life to people who are low energy. What's the problem with that? Well, if their low energy surrounds you, you can get lost in it. And if it's an uneven relationship where you are always cheering up the partner, it can be exhausting. Okay, so your person definitely misses being with you. However, it's a good thing that you're apart right now, because they really need to find their spiritual connection. They need to be responsible for their own well-being. They can't expect you to be source. A lot of times in couples that don't work out, it's like one of the people expects the other one to be the divine, that you would satisfy all of their needs. And every time they want something, or every time something happens, they are coming to you, when in actuality they should be forming their connection with the divine. So when you think of your person, you might even cringe a little bit, because you just part of you realizes they need something from you, and it's been exhausting. So when you think of your person, Divya, pause for a moment, close your eyes, and take a couple of breaths. In fact, let's do that right now, Divya. Let's do that together. Put your hand right on your heart, take it away from your person, put it on your own heart, and take a deep breath. Anybody who's hearing my voice right now, this will help you. When you do conscious breathing, you're bringing your body into alignment with your soul, and that's where your wisdom is, okay? So let's take a breath. And as your hand is on your chest, feel the motion of your chest. One more breath. Feel the expansion, and then release your person. Release them, because if they come back to you, they must take responsibility for their energy. You are not source to any other human being. In fact, Abraham Hicks teaches that if you, nobody is designed to be somebody else's everything. It doesn't work that way, all right? And so what you do is you take that conscious breath, remind yourself of who you are and what is your ideal partner. And if it's a person who's too dependent on you, that's a good thing to know. That's the blessing. But let them be in the past. The fact that they miss you is okay, of course, but you want to make sure that they're mature in their taking care of themselves before you let them back in. Okay, Divya, great reading. Hi, Midnight. Midnight, Desiree's here. Marquetta, you guys, this is fantastic. Anybody who desires a 3-card reading, I am doing that in September. I'm doing an experiment to draw a different level of readings into these lives. If you'd like a 3-card reading, all you do is hit the super chat, and I'm happy to provide that for you. Meanwhile, telling me something you appreciate gets you that 1-card reading. So Midnight appreciates building your independence. Isn't that the truth? It's Selena. I'm so glad that you have stepped in, that you're part of my community over on WhatsApp, and we're seeing miracles over there, aren't we? Okay, so let's take a look. Oh, I love this card. Okay, so holding the person in your mind. In fact, Midnight, I imagine that last reading, I have a feeling that you could really relate to attracting someone who needs you more than you need them, right? That they're kind of codependent, they're leaning too much on you. So the fact that you are praising yourself for being more independent, this card is fantastic. Okay, I love this. This figure is very independent. Can we agree? It gives me goosebumps here. So the fact that this card got turned, let me just reflect for a minute. The person that you're thinking about, you're wondering, do they miss you? I would say yes. And what I'm seeing here, see there's energy that's being radiated from their mind. Okay, so I feel like this person you're asking me about, they overanalyze things. They are confident, but there's been something in you, like when you were with them, the fact that they were so confident, it kind of undermined your confidence. It created doubt, because this person has so much charisma. Look at those eyes, right? This person is so much charisma, and they're so attractive but I look at these hands, and that shows me they're kind of calculating, that they're figuring out something. And so I feel like the person that, when you guys were together, it was hair raising. See how the hair is flying out? It was like there was confusion, because your independence was having a hard time being expressed. This yellow here is the color of the solar plexus. So this being so strong here, and yet up here, we're seeing that energy of I'm completely sure of myself, and I think I'm sure for you too. I feel like this person wanted to define who you were. Does this make sense to you, Selena? There needs to be spiritual growth. And I feel like your person has got their back turned to spirit. This may be a fire sign like an Aries or a Sagittarius or a Leo, very confident, but not a good listener. Okay, there's something going on about how they communicate that is a misfit. They may have insisted, listen. But so you are sensing connection when you think of them. Do they miss you? Yes, but they miss how it used to be. They miss how they were able to be in charge of the two of you. They miss the control that they had. And so I feel like the universe brings the person to your mind so that you make that careful decision. Do you want to be independent? And does this person allow that? Listen to your heart, Midnight Crow. When I see this lavender gem hanging at the heart, I feel it shows that this person needs to your person needs to focus on their spiritual growth. They're very much in their head, and they really are not a good partner for you right now. So allow your thoughts about the person to draw you into accepting the separation that's here right now. Okay, very interesting reading for you, my dear Midnight Crow. So going on, we have Desiree. All right, Desiree, let's see. I appreciate your job. Oh man, isn't that the truth? I do too. Right now, Desiree, we have 15 viewers and 15 thumbs up, and I take that as a sign. The number 1515, I believe, is a blessing for you. So please just Google search what's the spiritual meaning of 1515, okay? Anybody can do that, but I feel it's really geared for Desiree. So Desiree, let's take a peek. Appreciate your job. Let's see. So hold your person in your mind. Remind you guys, this could be a family member. It could be somebody you moved away. Could be a neighbor from your old home. Could be a teacher from school. But somebody that drifts into your mind. Let's take a peek here. Okay, Desiree. Okay. You know what, Desiree? There's somebody in you, this person, and anybody who's listening to this, you may claim this reading because this may be your person too. But look at the green. So what we see is this green, completely green background, which is love, the color of the heart chakra, but we also see this black frame. So there was something shadowy, something that you weren't sure about this person, and yet the connection was so strong. You guys had an instant rapport, and it wasn't perfect, but it was strong. And this makes me recall what I talked about in an earlier reading. Sometimes some of our very first relationships can capture our heart and hold it captive. Something about the very first person that you are with, the very first person that you were intimate with, something happens inside of you that creates a problem going into the future. The brain, your brain, produces chemistry, neurotransmitters that are so strong it makes you lose your mind, literally. You become very body focused because everything feels so good, and there's a lot of risk because a lot of times the first person that you love is not the person you're going to end up with when you're 50. Many times that is true, but the impression of those very first connections can hold your heart in jail because your expectations about having that last is just not realistic. When you're in a relationship over 10 or 15 years, you know for sure it doesn't feel like the first time you dated. And humans, we really don't have anybody teaching us about how to go beyond the disappointments in the past and create something that lasts. So when you think of your person, do they miss you? Yes, but they really are not a person you want to go back with because You were intended to learn something from this early connection and then turn away from it and walk into life. This portal that stands behind the figure is an invitation. You don't want to let your past be the master of your future. Learning how to release yourself from immature desire that's pinned to your first love. Kind of a strong message for you, Desiree. I would love for you to just do some self-reflection. Look back to the people that stole your heart when you were young, and it could be this person that you're wondering about, but you do have kind of an echo of attracting people and circumstances that touch that early disappointment. And so cleansing your energy of that is going to be a great idea. So does your person miss you? Yes, but what is it they're missing? Are they missing the you of today who's ready to move on? Or are they missing that connection, that feeling of the crush that when you very first meet someone? If you hold that as your standard, that you always want to feel like your heart is enraptured by somebody, it will be a limited relationship. Murphy. See, Murphy's trying to warn you, Desiree. And another symptom that this could be happening is when you attract the same kind of person over and over again. Need to go back and do some work around that. Tapping is a great tool, but if you use the soulmate generator, it is in the description box. It'll help you for sure. Okay, so let's go forward, and we have beautiful Marquetta, a beautiful name, Marquetta. And let's see, appreciate God. Yes, of course. Don't we appreciate our Creator? We are fearfully and wonderfully made. We're made to be resilient and to be connected, but we don't want to get trapped into a connection that doesn't last for us. It doesn't serve anyone. So let's see if you have some clues for attracting more love into your life, Marquetta. Hold a person in your mind. You wonder, do they miss you? Let's take a look. Okay. Do they miss you? All right. I would say yes, indeed they do. They miss you for sure because you challenged them. You created a deep impression on your person. They learned so much from you. There was stuff that went on between you that was way out of balance, and I think that both of you were strong in some things, so that your energy was big, and both of you were small in something where your life experience was very small. And so because of this, it was a very volatile relationship, and it was uneven. And when they think of you, they're holding a little bit of a hardness. They're a little bit of a blamer, someone who complains and blames. And so I believe that Spirit is calling you to reflect, definitely, to reflect on this person. A lot of times when you think of a person, you don't know why you think of them. But Spirit will never bring a person to your mind without a reason. Now I'm feeling a little bit of a catch in my throat, which is always a sign that the throat chakra is involved. So let me take a sip of water. Because when we're young or when a relationship is new, it's scary to speak your truth, isn't it? It's scary for us, Marquetta, because we don't want to hurt their feelings. But sometimes we put our own feelings at risk when we don't speak up for ourselves. So now my eye is drawn to the green stream that's coming through the center figure. Green is the heart chakra, but it's not like a bright green. It's a fading green. So I think that the universe is calling you to turn around, turn your little self around, and walk toward the kind of relationship with God, with the divine, that will be sustaining for you. I always love to use this figurine as my teaching tool for how the divine feels about us. I believe that most of your being is non-physical. Our spirit, our soul, we can't see those things. They are non-physical, but they are primary. I believe that our spirit is 95% of who we are, and our spirit is willing to communicate with us whenever we need. This little figure represents our personality, our human side, the part of us that gets afraid, the part of us that does too much compromising, the part of us that's afraid to speak up because they might get mad. The only reason that we suffer from being afraid is because we forget we have our divine being. We forget that anytime we want, simply by taking a few breaths, we can reconnect to our divinity. And that's your lesson right now, okay? The lesson that we're wanting for you, Marquetta, is that when you're in doubt about your person in the past, take a moment and go to your divine nature, because true wisdom always comes from within. When we make a mistake and we think that some other human is going to fulfill our needs greater than the divine connection, that's when we get in trouble. So when it says choose your battles, that's so important in any relationship. Is it really important to be right? Is it important to stand up for things when it might not be the right person to be sharing with? Okay, Marquetta, bless your heart. I wish you good luck going forward with your person. Okay, moving forward here, let's see. And Rashika, thank you. Marquetta. Oh, you're at work. Okay, Faz, welcome back. So Faz, I appreciate you appreciating nature. Me too. My window is open today, so you may be able to hear the noises of nature out there. I'm hearing cicadas and I'm hearing birds and my wind chime. So in your joy of nature, let's just hold a person in your mind. You're curious. Do they miss you? Let's take a look. All right, so remember first of all that we don't, the gender on the cards does not matter because it's just the energy. But what I'm seeing here is that your person definitely misses who you were. That in this relationship, they realized the value and they appreciated you, but their career, their schooling, this may be somebody you knew in school, that their career, their calling, their work on the planet is extreme. It's important. There's a call on this person's life. And when they did, when they spent time with you back in the past, it was as if they were living a shadow of themselves. As unfair as it might feel to you, the reality is the universe used your relationship with this person to help this person step away. Isn't that strange? But if they would have gotten distracted with you back then, if they thought that you were a person to stay in relationship with, it would have taken them away from their calling. This is a hard message to say because I know it was hard for you to experience this. When they started to pull away, they felt cold. And when they started to pull away, you felt abandoned. When they turned away from you, you felt betrayed. But that's because at the time, you didn't see the truth. And the truth is, this had nothing to do with you, Faz, nothing at all. It had to do with the call on this person's life. People look up to this person, and what they're doing now would not have happened had they not been able to let go of you in the past. Do they miss you? Yes. This is a kind of person who's able to detach from people pretty easily. They may be a speaker, an author, a musician. There's something in them that creates the ability to be detached from people because they could not do what they're doing if they stayed connected to all the humans who really love them. I can relate to this because of having so many people follow my channel. I can't be personally involved as a teacher, mentor to everyone that hears my voice. And so some people feel rejected by my choices because I just have to draw very careful boundaries around myself. But when I look back to people in my past who have been important to me, I have a soft heart towards them. And I miss them, but I release them to their highest good. When I look at that heart that he's wearing as the pendant, see the two green gems, and then there's a lot of empty space. And so what that shows me is that your person holds love, but also knows how to leave space. All right. So do feel that your part of their life was very impactful. It helped them to define who they are and what they're called for here on the planet. Okay. And so when they come to your mind and you think, gosh, I wonder if I was important, or I wonder if they missed me, the answer is absolutely. Absolutely. But they realize it was not meant to be a long lasting connection. Okay. And going forward, Annie. Hi, Annie. Thank you for being here. And hi, Fairy Doll. I'm so glad. This is so nice, you guys telling me who it is that, or what it is that you are appreciating. It means the world to me. Okay, so Annie, thankful for the trees, for the air they give us. Isn't that the truth? I'm looking across my property here, and there's a line of trees, and I am so grateful for the oxygen that they give. But not only that, they provide a block, because right now I cannot see the road and the buildings that are behind the trees. And when the fall comes and all the leaves fall down, I will have a free view of humans. And right now, the trees provide a shield or a curtain that is so beautiful. So thank you for drawing my attention to that. So let's take a peek here at, for Annie, hold someone in your mind that you are not, that you're not in touch with right now, and let's see what it might mean for you. Okay, so this person, Annie, let's take a look. Well, first of all, look at, there's a tree there. Interesting, very interesting. Because as the tree gives oxygen, the tree also gives different support for us. First thing I'm thinking of, Annie, is if it's possible for you to find a tree near you and stand next to it with your back right against the tree. In fact, I feel like I want to do that today too, where you stand right next to a tree and lean on it. And as you lean on the tree with your back, imagine that's your spine, that you're lining up your spine with that tree. I'm not sure why I'm even saying that, and maybe you do that already, but there's something about trees that wants to bless you. And I think one of the things is they are so resilient. Okay, the thing about trees is that even if a branch gets knocked off, the tree still survives. So when I look at our question today, does your person miss you? They have turned their back to part of their life. And as they turn their back to part of their life, there's a lot of connection. See how some of the branches are growing backwards? That's because they are such a loving and giving person. But similar to the other card that I just read, your person that you're wondering about has a call on their life. There's so many similarities between all these readings today, you guys. Look at this gold light coming forward right on the head. So the divine has been calling and whispering to your person, probably for a very long time. And your person really doesn't know how to do this. Maybe they feel too small, or it's hard for them to answer the call that they're having. But it's critically important. And so they were part of your life for part of both of your lives. But at the moment, there's something new growing. Okay, see all the new growth? So your person is making progress and they're doing fantastic. Do they miss you? Yes, they do. But it's important that they do the work they're being called to do right now. So when you do, I would go out, put your back against a tree, close your eyes, and really release this person to their highest good. Lean on that tree and say affirmations that sound like this. Even though I don't understand why they turned away, I allow them to grow in spirit and in truth. Even though I don't understand why we're not still connected, I choose to release them to their highest good and to their spiritual growth. If this person is going to come back to you, you want them to feel connected to the divine first. Okay? Trust and let them go. There is something here. You guys may have had almost, well, this could be a sibling, but there's almost a blood kind of feeling, this connection that was there. But being able to release it to the eternal good of both of you is going to really help you. Okay? Wonderful, wonderful card for you. And now, Miss Fairy Doll, welcome, Zena. Let's pull a card for you. And I want you to hold the person in your mind that is, that you wonder, are they thinking about you? Okay? Are they thinking about you? Okay. Ooh, the cards are kind of sticking together here. And again, if you would like 3 cards read, it's easy for me to do. All you do is add a super chat or a thank you into the stream and support my channel, and I'm happy to draw you a card. Okay, so who are we here for? Okay, let's see. Oh, for Fairy Doll. Okay, Fairy Doll, here you are. So, Miss Fairy Doll, there's something going on here. Again, I have 15 viewers and 15 thumbs up. So 1515 is an important message. Anybody that's hearing me right now, be sure to look up the angel meaning of 1515. I think you're going to be abundantly comforted. So, Fairy Doll, when you think of your person, it's somebody who has been, it's been creating fear within you. When this person comes in, it's a split because part of you feels attracted, but another part of you feels afraid. So when you think of this person, do they miss you? Well, they miss part of what happened between you. Perhaps they miss how easy it was for them to manipulate you. They might, I think, I just see, I'm going to use the word devilish. There's a devilish energy here, somebody in your past who did not treat you right. Now, I never understand what it is that draws us humans to the wrong person, right? Has it happened to you? It may happen again and again. There's something inside of you that brought out the worst in that person. You have a kind of connection. It's not good for you guys. And it was very good that this person is in the past. So when you do think about them, yes, Fairy Doll, it feels like, well, maybe they're changed. I mean, they are thinking about me. Maybe it's good. And let me give you my favorite affirmation. I wrote it on this little card so I remember. And let me read it for you, my dear Zena. I am willing to release any patterns within me that are separating me from people with goodwill and affection for me. Okay? You can say it a different way. I am willing to release any patterns within me that are attracting people who hurt me. I am willing to release any patterns within me that are attracting people to me that hurt me, right? That's the opposite. And one more time, the positive way. I am willing to release any patterns within me that are separating me from people with goodwill and affection for me. Xenia, it's so important that you let this person go. When they visit your mind, it is not your friend. All right? I can't think of a better message to stop with, because it's true for everyone that's listening right now. I have 17 people here, 17 thumbs up. Thank you dearly. Be sure to look up the angel meaning of 1717. I believe you will find an abundant blessing there. Thank you for each and every one of you for being with me today, and I will be back tomorrow. Love you. Have a beautiful day, my friends.